Hey guys, what's up? Today I am going to talk to you guys about a brand that is highly talked about on YouTube. I've seen just about everyone and their mom use this brand before, so I figured, you know, it's time. I need to try this out. I need to see what all the fuss is about, and I am talking about Makeup Geek. So for those of you who don't know, Makeup Geek was started by a girl who did YouTube, and then she was like, I'm gonna do my own makeup company, so that's pretty rad. I guess she also makes eye brushes and things like that now, but the most talked about thing that she does is eyeshadows. So I went ahead and made a little palette. This palette holds, well, it's supposed to hold 10 eyeshadows, but as you may have noticed, I crammed 11 in there. And then I have one more that is just loose on its own because obviously it wasn't gonna fit into this palette. In this video, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch all these colors and just kind of tell you my overall feelings about the brand and what I think they could be considered higher end, they could be considered lower end. The eyeshadows are $6 each, so honestly, that can get pretty pricey once you get up to like enough to fill a palette. It gets pretty pricey, so I wouldn't necessarily say that they're on the low end. That being said, they are really great quality, and I'll just let you guys see. This first eyeshadow is called Sure Thing. It is like a super great, nice, pale matte mint color. That is what it looks like swatched onto my hand. All of these colors are super blendable. They're very creamy, super smooth. The next color I got is called Dragonfly. This is a great matte turquoise color, and that is what Dragonfly looks like swatched. I got these two because I thought they really went well together. The next color I got is this really fun bright blue, and it's got just a little bit of reflect to it. This one's called Poolside. That is what Poolside looks like there, and just to let you guys know, this one is a little bit chalkier than the rest. This one really isn't as smooth and creamy as the rest of the eyeshadows, which I found to be kind of strange, but definitely still beautiful, but something to note. This color has some little reflect to it, and this one I had to get for the princess inside of me. It's called Glass Slipper. That is what Glass Slipper looks like there. Once again, I thought these two would just pair really well together. Glass Slipper is super creamy, very pigmented, very smooth. This one is a really great matte mauve color. It is called Unexpected. That is what Unexpected looks like swatched right there. This one, once again, was one that I kind of got suckered in by the name. It's got some reflect to it, and it is called Twilight. That shimmery one right there is Twilight. It's super gorgeous. Once again, I thought these two went really well together. I'm actually wearing a combination of these two on my eye today. The next three that I'm gonna talk about are pretty much cult favorites. I have heard so many YouTubers talk about these three specific shades, so I figured, you know, I've got to have them in my collection. The first one is Peach Smoothie. Everyone says this is an amazing transition color, and they are not wrong. It is a super nudie matte color with just a hint of peach in it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but that one right there is Peach Smoothie. Like I said, it's a super great nudie flush tone color. At least it is on me. Second one is another really great matte. This is a kind of slightly darker version. It's got some more warmth and brown to it. This one is called Creme Brulee. And that right there is Creme Brulee. You can tell it's just a smidge darker than Peach Smoothie, so those two work really well together. Big surprise. Last but not least in that trio is Cocoa Bear. This is a matte warm tone brown, and that right there is Cocoa Bear. So you can tell it's very pigmented. It's super nice, rich color. So I definitely saved my favorite three for last. These are, I believe, in the duochrome section on the website, and they're so gorgeous. I had to have them. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with one of them. You'll see when I get there, but they're so stinking beautiful. I had to own these. This first one is called Phantom, and in the pan, it kind of looks like nothing special. It honestly looks like just a white color. However, once you get it on the skin, oh my god, it's not showing up nearly as beautiful on camera, but this has a ton of pink reflect to it, and it is so pretty. This layered over a darker color would just, it would just be wonderful. This one is called Blacklight in the pan. It just kind of looks like a purple, whoa, just totally dropped that. It looks like just a purple shimmery color in the pan, but once you swatch it, oh my god, you can just tell that this is truly meant to be named Blacklight. It gives kind of that purple blue iridescent glow, and it's just so stunning. I love it so much. This is the very last shade that I picked up, and honestly, it's probably my favorite and the one that I am most intimidated by. This is called Secret Garden. This is a gorgeous dark green color. It's got red reflect. It has a ton of green reflect, every reflect ever. I don't even know what to say about this color. I love it. It's so beautiful. So that was it. That is all the Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I got this go around. There's definitely a lot that I'm still planning on getting. As far as my overall review from this brand, I'm gonna have to say I'm madly in love with them, and I really kind of didn't want to be, but I am. This was one of those things where I bought some and then I got them in the mail and was like, oh my god, and bought a ton more, which explains why they don't all fit into the palette, because I went a little overboard. They are so worth the money that they are. I think they're amazing. They all came wrapped really well, so none of them were gonna break or get weird in shipping or anything like that. I'm super pleased with all the colors that I bought, and honestly, now that I've tried Makeup Geek, I feel like my eyeshadow standards have been raised up a little bit more, so now I'm gonna be comparing all my other eyeshadows back to Makeup Geek. Couple of things I do want to note. Since they are so pigmented, there is a decent amount of fallout that you get with most of them, such as Secret Garden, this darkest color that I have here. This guy will give you tons of fallout under your eye if you're using a brush. So a couple of things you have to be a little mindful of is if I was gonna use Secret Garden or use a darker color from Makeup Geek, I might do my eye look first and then apply my face makeup, just so I don't get a ton of fallout and darkness under my eyes in that process. You get a ton of color on a brush whenever you use these, but for the more kind of duochrome holographic shades, I do apply those with my finger. I don't know if you are gonna be able to tell, but I'm wearing a little bit of Phantom over my lid with Twilight and Unexpected, and I really just packed Phantom on with my finger. That way I could get the most intense look from that. But overall, I would say yes, these are amazing. They're totally worth the hype. They're worth the money. The only thing I kind of don't like about these Makeup Geek eyeshadows in general is not only do you have to buy them individually, which whatever, I can get past that, but you do have to buy some kind of a palette to store them in. If you've ever seen the Z palettes, it's just those same things. It's a magnetic palette that you're gonna pop all your eyeshadows into, which can be kind of a pro, I guess, because you get to make your own. But honestly, for me, I just kind of view it as another expense that I have to spend, so that's kind of annoying. Had I just gotten the large palette to start with, I could have been done by now, but I was stubborn and I was like, you know, I don't really need all that, so let me just get the smallest one. So I got the little baby travel size one, which I'm actually really glad I did, because this is the only one that has a mirror inside of it and is a hard top, so you can travel with it. Not like I ever travel ever, but I'm super clumsy with my makeup. As you saw, I dropped an eyeshadow earlier. So having something a little more sturdy in my life is definitely a pro for me. But other than that, I really have no bad things to say. Another pro though, shipping was around $1.99, which is like unheard of. And whenever I bought the palette and more eyeshadow, so something a little bit heavier, it was only $2.99, which is just insane to me. I don't know how they're able to ship things that cheaply and that nicely, but I'm all for it. If you have any recommendations for me that I have to try out, I'm super into cool toned eyeshadows. I don't normally go too far over into the warm side of things, but if you have any recommendations for me, please leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to check them out. Thank you guys again so much for watching my videos. I truly appreciate it. It seriously makes my day. Thank you. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want, you can subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every week and I would love to see you here. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I hope you have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.